All right. Oh.
Welcome to Books You Never Read.
Except for those we have.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Jason.
And today we're talking about Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. We are talking about parts 1 and 2. So if you haven't read that far, you should probably just stop and come back later after you have read that far.
You should probably get out of here.
Just leave. If you are joining us and you have read that far, chat us up in the little chat box. And if you're catching us on a replay, chat us up in the discussion box. We're super happy to hear what you think about the book and all that jazz. We're on YouTube Music as a podcast. We're on Instagram. And we're on Fable.
The Fable thing's new and it's really cool.
Go find it.
Yeah.
I offer you no assistance.
If you go to the clubs tab and you type in the name of our channel, Books We Never Read.
Oh, it'll pop up?
It should pop up the book club immediately. You could also search for the current book we are reading, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And whenever you're looking at the page for the book, you can go to like clubs that are currently reading it and you'll find us there as well.
Up.
Yeah.
Also, somewhere on our YouTube channel is our join link to Fable. I added it, but I don't know where it is.
Fair enough.
I just saw that there was a place to add it. Yeah. So,
but that's new for us, and you can
really
discuss
fun.
the book throughout the week by chapter, and so like you don't have to read anything ahead of time if you don't want to. It's really neat. Yeah. Are we using it effectively yet? No.
But we just got started. So help us. So anyway, is that all our...
I mean, if we miss something, you can watch our previous episode and you can get the whole thing.
Yeah. And now we have top fans.
So that's cool.
Do we have 2 number 3s?
Oh.
How does
Shelby
that work?
got promoted.
Oh. I don't understand.
I don't. We're gonna battle it out.
Yeah, y'all battle it out, and that means we get more comments.
Yep.
So Peggy saw on Fable that someone did not like Night Circus. Bless their heart for being so wrong.
I don't think it was me.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think she's referring to us. I think it's just someone.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think she's passive aggressively targeting one of us. We all liked it. Not a friend. Yeah, the Night Circus was great. So if you're joining us for the first time, go check that out. It's playlisted for you in the playlist section of our channel.
Yeah.
So
I've been looking for everybody who joined Fable. I've been looking at y'all's shelfies or whatever.
I made my shelfie.
I haven't made one yet, but
I made my shelfie and I shared it.
I'm having to go. I never put in like my dates on Goodreads. So what's cool about Fable is if you have a Goodreads, you can just import it, right? So that's neat. But I never put dates into Goodreads of when I read things. I just said like read it. Mm-hmm. So now I have to go back and do them all, so it'll like show up on my data. And I'm a big fan of data. So.
I'm okay with all my old things just being read.
Forgot to turn that on.
Oh, it's dark in here today.
It's dark in here today.
That's okay. We look great. Are you kidding?
Let's go ahead and start.
So anyways, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
Such a long title that I didn't even try to fit it on our thumbnail. I don't know if you noticed. I gave up. I wrote Tomorrow and Tomorrow ... I just stopped.
TV.
Yeah. But let's I guess I want to start with like style first. I'm really enjoying the way that the book is written. I think Gabrielle Zevin like did a home run here by having every chapter has like a thing in it, right? So like in the first chapter when they meet in the train station, our main character Samson, yeah, Mazer, references that Sadie had died of dysentery, and she said, "No, that was my sister," right? And like I know that that's a reference to Oregon Trail, like immediately, and because like I hope she didn't really die of dysentery. That's so like rare for modern times.
That's so 1800s of you.
It's so 1800s of you. And anyway, but like, so I could tell, but then in the next chapter, we like get where that came from, you know, and then we'll have in that chapter another important event, and then they'll discuss it in like the following chapter and give you a hint for like the next flashback. And I just really like the way that thread is tied, because like I feel like you keep progressing. It's very obvious how you are progressing about learning about the character, even though you are regressing in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So I like learning about like the programming stuff, and I like the nostalgia of all the games that are being played and name dropped and all that. That's all very fun. I had a Nintendo when I was a kid. We were very proud of that Nintendo. I was only allowed to play for an hour a day. Like we weren't allowed to play an hour a day. The Nintendo was only allowed to be on an hour a day. My dad told us it would overheat if it was on for longer than an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was true. So my brother and I were able to beat any game that we could, within an hour, because that was the goal, right? Like we wanted to get as far as we could. You couldn't save in Nintendo. Anyways, so I like that nostalgia. I love learning about Sam's backstory with his mom and their time in New York, and that's horrible what happened. That his mom was with that other lady with the same name that fell out of the window. And
so Peggy's saying,
almost cried.
Yeah, Peggy's saying she could have done without that whole bit about the lady jumping out of the window. And so the question is why? Why is that there? And I have two theories. One theory is that it's a thread, and we're gonna come up to another like sort of like suicide situation in the future of the book. My other theory is that like we've seen it already. And it's the whole thing where Sam ends up in the hospital with his broken foot after making the game. I think he jumped.
He was skipping because he was all happy.
That's what he said.
No, and we saw it in the moment happen.
Did we?
Yeah, he was like frolicking for like half a second, and his foot
okay.
slipped.
No, you're right. I do remember that.
But
yeah.
His mom had reflected that, she asked the lady why she jumped, and then like a minute and a half before she died.
Right.
And she said because she didn't know any other way to leave.
Yeah.
And her mom was like, I'll always know how to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so, why is his mom dead now?
Mm-hmm.
And what caused this wreck? And I'm wondering if all that's related. Yeah, he just missed the curve.
Gotcha. But yeah, it was interesting, and like the fact that they had their own that they had the same name. I don't know. It was just sort of like two different lives, like barely different, to the point where like the woman had even saw Sam's mother on Broadway or whatever. Or no, she like,
thought she did.
Yeah, but it was like the wrong person. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was a really cool reflection on life. That what is it that separates one person from another person?
Yeah.
One series of events from another series of events. We look at other people as like, well, that's their life, but how close were we to living that life, or how close were they to living our life? And I know that sounds very silly, but this was a very real moment for Sam's mom, where like she was worried if she stayed any longer with that woman that they would just absorb into the same person.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that moved them back to Los Angeles.
Right.
And so I guess that's one of the reasons why that moment is important, because that's how Sam got to Los Angeles to even meet Sadie anyway.
Yeah. One thing I've been noticing, I play games. I've played games my whole life. And one thing that this book is really making me think about is how much video games are about life and death. And like, number one, like, isn't everything, but
all art.
Yeah, all art. But I think it's not so much important to me about like why the woman jumped or like how that pushed them to go to Los Angeles. The most important reference point for that woman is Sam in this like bodega or whatever playing Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, sorry.
Talking about the ghosts, talking about dying, talking about gaining extra lives while this thing is like happening out there. And I think it's like a really weird but beautiful juxtaposition. And like I play a lot of hard games where like you die a lot. And I don't think of it that way. But it is, right? Like that's what's going on. And this turns back into the dysentery thing, right? There's like so many ways to die in Oregon Trail. And like how much and this goes back to like Dove's hatred of shooters, which are all about killing and about dying and about coming back to kill and to die again. And just how much gaming is about death. Mm-hmm. And so then there's other games, right? Like, and I think that's what's interesting about Sadie, right? Like, you know, there's still a lot of bias, I think, against women in gaming, and especially in game creation. But and Doe kind of says this, like, you know, you may not make a game that dudes like, because dudes like games about dying, and that's kind of weird. And like, I wonder if women make games that are more about like life generally, you know, or something, like, I don't know. And like so I'm thinking about like Stardew Valley now, which was made by a man, but like, it's a different vibe, right? Like, it's not the same thing. It's about, like, it's literally about life, and not about death. So anyway,
Growing up, every game I ever played, if the turn ended, I called it dying. Even if there was nothing to die over.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's baked into the gaming culture. Yeah.
I mean, even Tetris.
Yes.
Oh, I died.
Yeah.
There's nothing alive. But baked in. I do like the exploration here of Sadie being a woman in this industry and how she sees the challenges she faces, that she knows that being in a relationship with Dove is going to create some issues because no one's ever going to be able to separate her from him, her achievements from his weight in the industry, just like she's concerned about using Ulysses as the engine for their game, that no one's going to ever be able to separate what was his achievement and what was hers. It's frustrating to me that she continues to be in a relationship with him when she knows it's the wrong thing to do. Yeah. That is very frustrating to me. Yeah. She says, I don't think we should continue seeing each other. And then in the next scene. Yeah.
No, he's like super manipulative and weird. And we see that before ever.
Yes. When the first day of class.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very frustrating. Sadie is so motivated by praise and recognition. She just wants to have done a good job and for people to know that. And that's such a common thing. Like, we're, you know, pleasers are pleasers. It's baked in. They can't help it. I dislike her for the same reasons that I disliked the sister in The Nightingale. Because she was what most of us are, but what we know isn't the right thing to be. Yeah. And so I'm rooting for Sadie. I want her to do better. She has every reason to be confident. She's so capable. Yeah. You know, she's wonderful. But she just keeps leaning on this need for praise.
Well, so Peggy mentions how Solution is like a very cool game, and I agree. I think that's like an interesting take. But so, like, okay, now think about Solution and Sadie making Solution, and what you're saying about Sadie, and what you're saying about the sister from The Nightingale. And, you know, the sister in The Nightingale, at best, is, you know, like, I don't remember the word they use in this book. Complicit, right? At best is complicit, you know. And I guess I kind of feel the same way about Sadie, which is interesting given this game that she has made, but she's complicit in this culture. And I'm not saying I blame her for that.
No, she's...
In the same way that I don't really blame the sister in The Nightingale. Like, she's surviving.
Because you have to be wild to go against it. Yeah. And not care about the consequences or the hardships that you'll face for going against it. Yeah. She just wants to be a game creator. Yeah. She doesn't want to have to make waves and be the person. Right. You know, who wants to be the person?
Not me.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
So I call her a turd, and I called her a turd on Fable because she is a turd. She really ground my gears with the timesheet, and her grandma even told her, like, your friend is not going to like that you're getting community service out of this. Even though it doesn't mean that to you, it will mean that to him. And she's like, yeah. And then does it anyway. And then is upset when he's mad about it. And then, like, later on even kind of blames him for it. No, you hurt his feelings. He's just a little kid. I don't know. That really frustrated me. And I feel like that's just the kind of friend she is. I feel like she's not very thoughtful of other people's feelings. She even asked him at one point, like, promise to never hold me accountable for my actions again. Or there was some kind of, like, promise that they made to each other. And like the narrator was like, and that's a promise that's easy to make when you're young and life hasn't happened to you yet. It was so dumb. Peggy doesn't like Sadie.
I like her grandma. I think Sadie's grandma is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadie's grandma's awesome.
But that's about it that we get on like Sadie's family. Really, is her grandmother.
Her sister's wretched.
Yeah. I mean, like she doesn't seem to come from like a super healthy place. I guess, all things considered.
No.
But
it's hard to have a child sick.
Yeah.
In a family, and it's hard to still be a good parent to all your kids when one has excessive needs.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you signed up for when you had kids.
Yeah.
So it's your job to do your very, very best. And if you recognize you're not doing your best, to get some help.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're not leaving someone out.
Peggy brings up a good point. The whole thing about charity and friendship. Can you do charity for a friend? And like I think I agree. I don't know that I've ever thought about it in so many words, but like
no, but
I
as soon
agree.
as she said it, I was like, oh.
It is not charity, right? If anybody has like hung out with me for a long amount of time, which is not many of y'all, but you, I have this idea about friendship and about like debt. And what makes friends is the debt that they owe each other and the fact that they never zero it out. And so like I do something for you and you just like owe me, right? And like it's cool, man. You know, you just we'll work it out later. And then you give me something and now like, oh well, that's too much. Well, like I'll pay back someday. But like the idea of being a friend is to always owe each other and to have and that it's a bond that makes you stay together. And if ever somebody tries to like zero that out,
the friendship's over.
They're trying not to be friends, right? And it's not like in a cynical like market kind of way. I think it's like just a very like human way. Like it's a bond, right? Mm-hmm. Like well, I can't do that. I owe him, right? And I think that that's sort of like goes into this charity thing, right? The whole point of charity is that like you don't owe, and you're doing something for somebody who like can't possibly do something for you. But that's not like what a friend is. So.
Yeah. I did like Sam's dig about the timesheet. He's like, oh, I mean, visitation hours ends in like 45 minutes. I don't think you can get your timesheet together in time.
Hmm.
I thought that was a good dig. I thought it was funny. But I think that is Sam's plight. Like, he just gets to make jokes about things that really have hurt him.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it sucks that Ishigo is really little Sam.
Yeah. God, whenever they're what's the friend's name? Marks. When Marks kept saying that, and they're like, "Please stop saying it," and he just kept saying it. I was like, "Oh."
But I mean, it is little Sam.
Mark seems like a nice guy, and he's not wrong.
Yeah. And poor Sam, while he's just sitting in his hospital bed, kind of feeling sorry for himself, as one would do when skipping destroyed their ankle. He just wished that he could be.
Yeah.
The character. That he could die over and over again and start over fresh and...
Yeah.
You know, that's frustrating for Sam. Marks is very interesting. How convenient that Sam got roomied with someone whose sole joy in life is to make sure his friend is okay. That's exhausting. But I'm glad that worked out for them. I'm glad that Marks enjoys it, and I'm glad that it made him the perfect producer for their game. Sadie is a turd. This really made me mad too. When Marks was like, oh, my internship ended. I need to come back to the house. And she's like, does he have to come back here? Yes, he lives there. Oh, well, can he not be the producer anymore since he's living in his own home? Sadie, no. Well, like, y'all would all be dead if it weren't for Marks.
She warmed up to him, but like that's a response to Dove, right? And to like these other.
He's like conditioned her. To be disgusting like him.
Well, I mean, it's a response to like not wanting credit to be taken, which is the tragedy is that it happens anyway, right? Like, and so she has all this push against Marks, who like really doesn't want anything in return. I mean, like he'll make money off it or whatever, but like he doesn't want anything untoward,
right?
Know? And then she still has to go crawling back to Dove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's like all the resistance that she's not willing to put up towards Dove, she does put up towards Marks.
Right.
And Marks is actually a decent person.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about like the whole like BDSM chain thing there at the end of this reading, and Nicole was saying that like, you know, like it's a physical but also like emotional like chain, and what's the tragedy is like, so somebody's doing her first playthrough and she can't even go see it, you know.
And when she's getting praise that she so wants, you know,
Yeah.
for having such a successful game, she's bound and nude and in a very degrading position. And so we see this physical chaining, but it represents like this metaphorical chain that she will always have to Dove.
Right.
Because she used his engine, because she can't get away from him.
Yeah. Well, and what's even worse is like the guys, Sam and Marks, don't like understand the sacrifice that she has made for this.
She didn't have to get back with him though.
I mean, like she made choices.
For some reason, she thinks she did. Because even when she told him, at the same time, he was like, "I think we should see each other again," and she's like, "I don't think we should see each other again." Well, she ends up seeing him. So
she made choices, but I'm just not sure how willing I am to blame her.
no, I think she's a victim here.
Yeah.
But also,
But victims still make choices.
just in Ted Lasso, in like the first episode, the girl that starts off as not being likable, but ends up being like the owner of the team or whatever, and we do like her by the end of it. But anyway, she was saying at one point like she missed out on a lot of stuff and whatever because she was in a bad relationship, and her friend straight up told her like, you know, he might have locked you up in a tower, but you walked every step of the way to the top of that tower. Yes, there's manipulation and there's abuse, but then there's also being complicit, you know, in that and not fighting against it. It's complicated, as people are.
Sure.
And that's, Sadie is a complicated character. I want to hate her. I want to feel bad for her. I want to fix her.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes from here, you know. Like how the characters develop. I don't think we've had a lot of like hints about where Sadie's going, but we have had hints about Sam. You know, the idea that he calls himself Mazer, which is his father's last name, sort of indicates maybe like a move towards that, right? Whatever his father is, who's like kind of cold and just transactional. I do also think that it sort of represents a move towards Dove, who is the only other character that we really have like constantly referred to by the last name.
Is
that his last name?
No, his first name is Dove.
I say it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah.
Well, the narrator did say that Sadie becomes like a successful game designer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do know that happens. The interviews were interesting. I'm like, am I reading a story or a documentary? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, Peggy's right. I mean, like, you know, she knew that Dove was married, and Sadie still chose to be in that relationship. I don't know. I've just seen so many relationships that are weird and twisted, and the women are doing things, and they're choosing things, but it's not clear to me that they understand that there's other choices, even if we understand that there are other choices. And I'm not saying that just happens to women. I'm just saying, like,
Right.
for the sake of this argument.
Or that they even see the manipulation behind what they think are their choices.
Right.
You know? That's very tricky.
Yeah.
But Mark sees it. He's like, ew.
Yeah.
It's her teacher.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we report that? And
Back in 96? Nah.
Sam's like, no, she's an adult. Mark's like, barely.
Yeah.
I mean, how insightful for someone to recognize that. That being barely an adult still is a problem.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a problem.
Another parallel I think is interesting is, like, you know, Marx is over here doing his, like, I don't know, finance internships or whatever, but what he really enjoys doing is plays.
Yeah.
And my point in that is that what Marx likes doing is being a character, which is the same thing that Sadie and Sam are doing. They are creating a way for somebody to be a character, right? To be somebody else. And Marx enjoys that, but he's frustrated because he is continually typecast as like the big guy or like the dummy or whatever, you know.
The exotic one.
Yeah.
The Asian.
Yeah.
I did like that conversation about appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
That was very interesting. How do you do it? How do you take a world of ideas without making them shallow and making them a caricature, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, and that's a complicated thought, but like, I mean, just you know, stereotyping is a problem, but you can still appreciate. I mean, like, all things are appropriation. I mean, like everything, right? Like, I don't know, man. One time, some tribe invented a bow and arrow, and then some other tribe appropriated that, and then it went and went and went. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. I'm not sure what to say about it. And the best part of that conversation about appropriation is, you know, when Sam is kind of saying like, you know, I'm like half Korean, but that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, I'm half Korean to you. I'm not really half Korean to me. And so if the inspiration had been Korean, would you be cool with it? And like, isn't that kind of racist, dog? Right? Like, because he doesn't see himself as Korean at like that point, you know. Yeah, it's weird.
The author Chimamanda Adichie did a TED Talk called The Single Story, and it was so good. But it's talking about, you know, having a single story of people and the conclusions that you make about people because of the single story. And so she's just talking about, you know, stereotypes and how you can kind of combat stereotypes with having more than a single story of people and from where they're from and that kind of thing. But it's not that the stereotype or the single story is wrong. It's just that it's insufficient.
Yeah,
sure. But anyways, I'm throwing that out there for the listeners to look that up because it's a very, very good TED Talk. The end. I hate that that comment about kids who are of mixed race just don't belong anywhere.
Yeah. Like, nobody claims them. Yeah. They're half of everybody, so therefore nobody. Yeah.
That makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be true. I don't want people to feel that way. I don't like that.
Well, I think that's one of the cool things about like where we are in the world is that in theory you can be whatever you want to be as long as you're American, right? Like, it's I think, you know, think what you want about America and like where we're heading, what we're doing, but the promise is supposed to be that you can be from wherever, but as long as you're us, you know, practically every country in the world is a country based on a nation. And what I mean by that is like a people, right? And the cool thing about America is it's like the first and the biggest country that creates a nation, like in theory. And you should be able to be from wherever you want to be from, but like you're us now.
Yeah. David Byrne is a comedian who's of like Irish and some kind of Asian, you know, background or whatever. But he says here in America, people are always like, but where are you from? I'm like, where are you from? You know, like,
right.
Where are you from?
Right.
He says, but like he went to China one day and they were like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm American. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
That was it. It wasn't like, but like, where are you like from?
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Well, and like that's I think that often happens with like Asian people, like more than anybody. Is like, okay, like where are you from? Be like Los Angeles, and be like, no.
Yeah, but like, what you made up of?
Right, but like,
that's gross.
Are you?
That
us?
should not
I'm
be.
good with that, man.
You know, first conversation topics.
boy, people like that one.
Boy, howdy.
I'm thinking of a guy on a bus that we met one time.
Oh.
We don't have to tell the whole story, but like, suffice it to say, he got weird.
Let's just say he was from Florida. Hot
Florida
take.
man.
I'm sorry if you're from Florida and watching
We have
the show.
one person in here from Florida. Guaranteed.
And you're lovely.
You are lovely. Thank you.
But this guy was
Not so.
not lovely.
Both. We do it both.
Yeah.
But especially, I think with Asian folks, right, it's especially like when they look different.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can sound as American as you want to be, and I feel like they get hit by that, like, just constantly.
No, girl.
No, the bus was in a totally different place.
Bus in
Utah.
Utah.
There was a Florida man
Just
and
as
a
far as we could be.
very nice gentleman who had come here from China, and it got really awkward.
Jason was talking me down.
Nicole's about to get involved.
But the guy held his own.
He did. He didn't need us. I mean, like, that's not the
Yeah.
issue at all, but...
But it was... Anyways. She said, oh no, you took the bus in Florida. Universal Studios is the best thing Florida has going for it. I stand by my statement.
And all of our lovely book club members.
Yes. And all of our lovely book club members.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else you want to say about this?
No. Someone said that the book did have a strong start, and I agree. We had a lot to say.
Yeah, I it's kind of rare that we just have like an easy time.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot. I think it's not preachy at all. Yeah, and I think all of the themes are made very subtly, and I really appreciate that. Because I think you could just read this as a book about like programming and gaming and miss everything else if you wanted to. But
So this is interesting. I had a memory on my phone from 7 years ago when I took a picture of a travel planner that on the front it said, "They should tell you when you're born, have a suitcase heart, be ready to travel." Gabrielle Zevin.
mm-hmm.
I don't know why I took a picture of that 7 years ago. But how interesting.
Did we know each other 7 years ago? Probably. Oh, you sent it to me.
Yes, it is you.
Oh, you sent it to me yesterday. Got it.
What year is this? Yes, we knew each other 7 years ago.
Bad at math.
Yeah, your mom said yes.
Thanks. I said I'm bad at math. Is that what? It's genetic. All right. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say. I'm excited to go and read some more. Do you know what our reading is for this week? Just part 3?
2, 3, and 4.
No, we read 2.
I mean, 3, 4, and hold on. I don't have to make
This
this
is
up.
why I asked.
I don't have to pretend that I know. 3, 4, and 5. That's what we're reading.
Sounds good. Sorry, I'm very tired today.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Y'all had so much to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
Like, not being someone that likes games can still
Yeah.
get involved in the book. Well, because I think it explains things pretty fairly enough. And when it throws out a reference, they go ahead and tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Like someone said he looks like a off-brand Chris Cornell. I didn't need you to tell me who that is.
Mm-hmm.
I know who that is. But I'm part of that world.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think if you understand the games, like the dysentery thing, it's just like an Easter egg.
It's fun,
not
yeah.
necessary at all to understand. So.
Yeah, because they explain it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is fun if you do know it. So, oh, airplane listening for Shelby. Good luck, Shelby. That was like the first thing I thought of when I woke up this morning. Shelby's travel woes.
All right.
All right. Yeah, sorry. I'm just still reading the chat.
That's fine. They're going to keep going until we tell them to stop.
I know. Don't stop.
Well, I appreciate all of our top fans joining us.
Yeah. Top fans 1, 2, 3. Okay, so at the end of the show, How has it settled?
So
Sue J is number one.
Sue J got number 1.
Shelby's number 2.
Peggy number
Peggy's
3.
number 3.
Which is crazy because Peggy's the mod, so I feel like
And Peggy started at number 1.
she did.
So come on, Peg.
It's interesting.
Come on, Perkleton.
Watch somebody that we like have never heard of show up and like become the number 1
Because
fan
they
and
like
just steal it from the people who have been here for years, supporting us through all of this. Yeah, go team. The number's not important. What's important is the friends we make along the way.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Happy reading.